Hey YouTube, it's Chris G here. I just wanted to document like my reactions to watching the DNC. I tried watching it from another source, and as funny as it was all jumbled up and mixed up. But I kept getting one thing over and over again was it is what it is. And you know what? It is what it is. That is the truth. So, let's ride with that, So that one was just jumbled up, no good. So I went and I found one on YouTube, and I swear to God, it was literally 30 minutes of this right here. Like, no sound. I mean, I didn't watch it for 30 minutes, but I sure as hell I looked at it. But it says live convention coverage begins soon, 6 p.m. Eastern, PBS NewsHour. So I was kind of like, okay, this is on PBS, so I mean, obviously they didn't have their regular broadcasting. And then we got the pre-show. I mean, it's kind of weird, they kind of got two shows, I guess, for the one show. Complete convention coverage. Well, the pre-show it's part of the show, so it's not the complete convention coverage. But, maybe I'm just nitpicking early on, quick, So, let me put my blinders away, that was me taking off my glasses. I don't think you can see that part, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, I figured I want to see, what I mean? Like I watched the Joe Biden tapes of him getting interviewed by what's her name, Mika, and like he just seemed so terrified of the Delaware records that it was. Like, and then all these people that threw, Hillary Clinton, all kinds. I don't even want to. That one stands out more than anyone because she has a video saying if you're a victim, you will be heard. Well, I guess she wasn't lying about that part because Tara Reid was heard, but obviously was not felt. So she didn't get her. They didn't pursue that in any way, shape, or form. And that's the most evidence in a high-profile case like that I've seen, other than and it never happens up like that. And then you hear about it, and I've never heard of anybody having multiple people that say, yeah, throughout history that she said something about it, and then it bothered her. She was opening up. And that she just opened up and told me about it. It's like that's never happened, and that I can recall. And from all the people, they've always just been singularly their testimony, and it becomes like a, her versus him situation, and you take what you get from those ones. But this one has collaborating witnesses. And they literally just ignored it, I mean, and then, so the other part that's really got me really weirded out about the Democrats is that they've literally, ignored press. I have not seen Joe Biden answer questions more than, twice. That it's just, it doesn't, I don't know, it's so weird, so weird that I've literally seen videos of them getting, media getting shoved out the door, in fact, let's go pull that one up. That one's so interesting to me, I mean, I can never believe it, that it's literally that, And yeah, I mean, it's just it's here we go.
Senator, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Come on, guys. Thank you, guys. Come on, guys.
You know, that baffles me that's even like, what? You know, I feel like I know nothing, absolutely nothing of Joe Biden, and I haven't seen him say a whole lot other than he's nitpicked at Trump. And it's like, you know, you got 47 years of history in Congress and whatnot, I guess, and in politics, and they ain't asking anything. Like, seriously? Like, they don't have a single question. Like, how ridiculous is that? You know? But yet Trump,
with Israel, a dream like since the Jewish state was founded, might finally get some traction. What still needs to be done? Anything that concerns you moving forward? Looking at this.
So, Nika, there are a couple of things that concern me. First, making sure that the terms of this deal are pinned down so that there won't be bites at the edges of the West Bank that would make a future Palestinian state impossible. This deal is important because it preserves the idea of a possible two-state solution. And in doing that, I think satisfies, or should begin to satisfy, Palestinian desires for a homeland that works. So it's important to pay attention to that. I hope there'll be momentum with other Arab states joining. I don't think that Saudi Arabia will join anytime soon. The situation politically in Saudi Arabia is just too fragile right now under Mohammed bin Salman. But Bahrain is a likely next country. Oman, which maybe Netanyahu has visited personally, is a likely next country. Morocco.
Were Saudi
so if you had that kind of momentum,
yet we sell the military hardware.
The vision of a Middle East that's more like Europe, where there's free transit of investment, of goods and services, an ability to share technology, share good ideas, something that I think we all, deep down, would love to see coming. That comes a little closer.
Yeah, well, yeah, we do want to see that. We want to see technology spread far and wide. This is...
You landed haymakers on Joe Biden. I mean, his teeth were like chiclets all over the stage, and now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you, and now you guys seem to be pals?
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
That makes all the sense in the world.
So you don't mean it?
Kamala.
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate, where there would be a debate.
Because in
those debates, you landed haymakers on Joe Biden. I mean, his teeth were like chiclets all over the stage, and now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you, and now you guys seem to be pals?
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
Sorry for repeating. But yeah, so that's what I see, and then I see this, which is still like 25 minutes in, you know, like, and it hasn't even like what? There's 3 hours of programming here that's got to be like insane. Yeah, so, you know, I know exactly where it starts at now, though, but it's like, come on, you know, like, you're seriously going to make people wait, like, over... You know... So, yeah, we got PBS NewsHour, the pre-show, and the complete convention coverage coming up. Live convention coverage begins soon. Join us, PBS NewsHour. I can't even believe that. That's. And so yeah, this is what I got.
Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour tonight. Unconventional COVID-19 upends the political landscape yet again as Democrats kick off an unprecedented national convention. Then, mailing it in,
like this
House
on their
Democrats vowed to block changes at the Postal Service. They say the administration is enacting to sabotage the November election. And the aftermath in Iowa. Recovery efforts are underway following major windstorms that damaged over a third of the state's cropland.
This is people living in apartments with no roofs, no front walls, onto the patios off, wires just hanging down. Where in the world is our government helping us out?
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
I don't even know what happens to that. Okay, I feel like a dick on that. Okay, so obviously though, I'm not going to watch this. They made you, me, they did make me sit this long, but they could have made somebody sit for 30 minutes. And they put out a choppy product. Like, it's just so full of gaps. Yeah, I mean, sorry, that's bad. Whoa, okay, so this is the product that they're putting out here. You know, this is supposed to be PBS's own stuff, too. Like, it's like, what? Like, is there, like, some, like, hacking, you know, interference going on from, like, you know, the CIA's HARP array in Alaska? I don't know. But, so, okay, well, so yeah, we could go on to the next one. I mean, obviously, seeing the news is probably not all that important for this at this time. I will be going back to see, other than, because obviously I want to see what they're trying to drill. I feel like that's like intentionally like that, so they can drill ideas into people's heads. And then they got the convention to like really tuck them in with the all the accusations that are unverified, because that's literally what it always is an unverified accusation. I feel like, and we're gonna see it because the few clips that I saw were very accusatory. They were very, very hostile to Trump, and it is what it is. It was the most. You'll have to see it. It's something I really I'm having a hard time describing, but it doesn't sit well with me. Let's just say that. So, yeah. So I go ahead and I'm gonna, let's see. I think this one works.
In order form.
Oh yeah, this is the other one.
Establish justice.
It sounds all
Ensure domestic tranquility. Provide the common defense. Promote general welfare.
And
secure blessings, liberty.
This is like
to ourselves
I'm sure that there's some like some minor gothic
for the United States.
There's something with that, and I know it. It's not beautified or clear at all. It's all echoing all over the place. You know, it's like disharmonious. Apparently on their side. This is what I'm seeing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. So, oh wait, was it starting? Oh.
In order form.
Talking about social issues and injustices that they care about, because sometimes you don't have that space in school. So I hope
Tonight.
A heart, compassion, and grace. This nation, from Miami, Minneapolis, and from Portland, El Paso, ask you to shepherd us to a hope-filled vision that does justice. Ama la misericordia, and walk humbly before you. I pray this in the matchless name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Welcome to our convention across America. We had hoped to gather in one place. Instead, we figured out a safe and responsible way to get.
See, gosh, I tried to watch this thing. It's like they won't let me. They just won't let me. Is this not on, or it's got like mute on or something? What's going on? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I mean that's what they're pitching. I mean they're pitching Obama. Obviously, look at this. This is their clan right here. Of all the people, got Hillary Clinton just somehow like the judge just said, "Oh no, we don't need to hear anymore." They're just like literally threw out the case. And in that church, he told a lie.
Second to none, and we own the finish line. Don't forget it.
We are Democrats, and we're ready to lead again. We're coming together on August 17th, all across America. Be there.
And it's a 3-day convention. They're coming together in 3 days, like for 3 days. Or, because people coming and going, or whatever. And that's what I'm getting. Look at this. Well, whoever did this spent a lot of money.
Good evening. I'm Eva Longoria Baston, and welcome to the 2020 Democratic National Convention, Uniting America. Every 4 years, we come together to reaffirm our democracy. This year, we've come to save it. It's going to take all of us. So tonight, we stand together, united by the values we cherish: decency, respect, justice, and the opportunity to rise up.
And
we always hear that line about this being the most important election of our lifetimes. But this year, it really is. The past few months have tested us all. We've lost more than 170,000 family members and friends to COVID. This tragedy is compounded by the loss of jobs and income. But it's not just the past few months. The past 4 years have left us as a nation diminished and divided. And yet, in the middle of the fear and sorrow and the uncertainty,
wow, she's really kicking it up to high gear from the get-go, trying to remind us of our divided nature, supposedly. Because honestly, I don't know about you, but I walk out there and I see people say hi and hold doors open for people. It doesn't matter who you are, there's some people that are some dicks out there. F them, because that's what we need to do as a whole, for sure, But you know what? Those people are so far and few between. I mean, even the crazy, ridiculous videos that I see on the internet that are strictly liberals, that if you ever see Tyler Zed's Education, that's an amazing channel. Shout out to Zed. Bam! So I just wanted to throw that out there. He is awesome. I do enjoy his work. And it wouldn't matter if they were Republican or Democrat. I would still be laughing, because dumb people are dumb. And you know what? This is the thing. We're just all just trying to make it, and there's very few people, I feel like, in this world that are actively engaged in trying to block the way we live. In fact, one person came out with a bombshell, in my opinion, that it was, who was it? Yeah, it was one of the princes, you know, of England. So, let's see, which one do we got here? Oh, yeah, of course, they're going to do that, right? Okay, oh, this one, yeah, Harry, yeah, okay. Prince Harry! Okay. So, let's see, speech about BLM. Yeah, because you know what? He talked about BLM. I'm not sure which one it is, so I know it's one where he's by himself. It's probably this one right here. Yeah, this is probably the one right here. Oh, is this for reals?
Situation. And as we've all seen, Immaculate Heart High School, graduating class of 2020.
Okay.
Stating. This sophomore year is to put others.
I'm not here to see you, I'm sorry.
In the world to the place that you deserve.
What the hell? Okay, you know what? Alright, so we're gonna go find it in, yeah, go figure it's in this one, right? Bear with me, folks. We are in a commercial break. We're not
Morning, a friend of mine, posted something without posting anything about hashtag Black Lives Matter. It's incredibly hurtful.
There you go. If you post about anything else, and it has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, screw you. You're a bad person. You got married?
I guess you're
screw
a bad
you.
person, yeah.
Your kid's having his first birthday and you want to post a picture of the cake all over his face? Screw you. You're a bad person. The only thing that matters is BLM, obviously. I'm Tyler Zed. Welcome to Zeducation.
Yeah, speak of the devil, right? Yeah.
Uh-oh. The Instagram models are back. Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah.
Never waste an opportunity. Just doing it for the gram. Doing it for the gram.
My job that I worked really hard. Future. My future.
When new videos are uploaded. Now, on to some of my favorite moments in the past couple months in the social justice movement.
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted. Rape threats by.
Yes, that does do it for the gram. Says. Too arrogant, condescending.
You can do it. That's all.
Too. Any different?
My wife said recently that our generation and the ones before us haven't done enough to right the wrongs of the past. I too am sorry. Sorry that we haven't got the world to the place that you deserve it to be.
That's the bombshell right there. He literally just apologized for not having the world where it should be. Like, am I tripping? You know, like...
Institutional... My wife said recently that our generation and the ones before us haven't done enough to right the wrongs of the past. I too am sorry. Sorry that we haven't got the world to the place that you deserve it to be.
Got the world to the place we deserve it to be. As in, like, he's apologizing, as in, like, maybe he like, you know, his family's policies have had something to hold that's been holding us all back. I mean, that's entirely possible, right? I mean, you got to think, like, these families in Europe have been, like, had alliances probably for longer than the United States has been around. Just these families, you know, that live in Europe. And, you know, and this guy has the audacity to say, you know, that, you know, he hasn't gotten the world to the place we deserve it to be. But yet he wants to, then he goes and just immediately shifts gears and drives it into BLM.
Institutional racism has no place in our society.
Exactly.
Yet it is still endemic.
The obvious, but what can we do about getting the place to the place we deserve it to be? You know, like, and yeah, there's definitely, like, racism in the world. So, you know, we should be confronting that. It's not like an overnight issue. We need to confront racists and, you know, help them understand that, you know, people are people. You know, it's just this, I mean, it's got to be as simple as that, right? I mean, they want to defund all the police and everything, right? So, I mean, you know, or reallocate funds or redistribute funds, or I don't know. They got a few different words for what they're trying to say there. You know, and it's like, you know, the police, they're not just the cops, they are the protectors of our cities. Like, they, you know, they work together when, like, there's a serial killer on the loose, you know, like, they stop people like that. They actually really do. You know, they help, you know, with investigations and monitor, you know, terrorists. And, you know, like, yeah, there's been a lot of stop terrorist attacks in America that, you know, had they gone unchecked, would have caused severe harm. Like, you know, we wouldn't be even talking about the gun situation if it wasn't for, if those attacks hadn't been stopped. Like, we would still be talking about terrorism. And, you know, it's just kind of funny, though, that, you know, that here's the physical threat, something that we can, you know, something that can physically harm us. And now they've pitched the enemy as the unseen enemy, the virus that's killing us all. They estimated up to 2 million people would die from this event in the initial start of this. And don't get me wrong, like, I had some math, and based on exponential growth patterns that it was achieving, yes, it could have potentially burned through 2 to 5 million people, but in the same breath, like, and I didn't account for the fact that the most easiest to infect people would be infected first, and it would only get progressively harder from that point on. And so that's something that I hadn't considered, because I'm not a virologist or a biologist or any of that. I just was using simple math to achieve a number that I got. And it was just based on a simple pattern, nothing more. Of course I'm going to get it wrong. But somehow they guessed it too, which was like, whoa, weird, wow, I guess I'm right. But that didn't last very long, of course. But I mean, still, like, why did they come to the same number I came to? And I've got proof of that. I'd have to dig in my Facebook, but you know what? We're not going to do all that either right now. But I promise you that I've made many comments about the exponential growth pattern that was being exhibited by the virus in the earliest days of March, and how it was starting to, you know, radically jump. And it's because it's a virus. It's gonna do that. And the thing is, though, is that it's the better your immune system. Why weren't they telling us about how to better protect our immune system? No, it was just wash your hands, wear a mask, shut up, and stay separated. No, don't go there. No, don't go to the beach, don't go to church, don't even fucking go to work, apparently. You know? And this was the orders of our governors. Okay, so this whole like economic mess, they love to fucking throw it at Trump. But Trump, he's the president. The president only has so much powers in situations, especially ones that go across the whole of the United States. And you know what? In reality, I think he did the best thing possible, which was to stay in the backfield and play quarterback, throwing the equipment around, you know? So yeah, he did that, you know? And that's exactly what he did. He, you know, you saw, who was it that did that? I can't even remember because it's not even that important, but there was somebody that was shooting like, you know? So it's probably Trump, actually. I think about it. Well, he did do it. I know someone else did it, though. That's the thing. Just can't remember who. But you know, he passed out more equipment than, you know, we're passing out ventilators to the whole world. You know, I mean, that's an amazing feat all in of itself. You know, and that we innovated so many ways fast, rapidly to handle, like, you know, being able to like hook up multiple ventilators to a respirator, and you know, like, wow, cool. You know, we created our own tests from scratch, and because it ended up being to our benefit, because if we had relied on the German tests, the test results would be very wildly, because they're only like 60% accurate, and ours are way more accurate than that. You know, yes, you hear of weird cases of contaminated test kits, and then you hear of other cases, but the ones that we ship out that, you know, we don't find like whole batch, because it would be a whole batch that would be contaminated, obviously. But if you exclude those, it's probably like in the 70 or 75% range accurate, which is actually really amazing considering how fast it came out. You know, I mean, we're so used to everything coming at us instantaneously that we forget that stuff takes time, and so does life. You know. But here we got this guy right here, you know, the most, you know, babied person on the damn planet, basically, you know. I mean, his mom's the hardest person in his life, okay? You know, he still lives with his mommy. Like, isn't that crazy, huh? You know, we make fun of each other for, you know, if you're living at home in your mama's basement, but this guy literally does that. Okay, he literally lives off of everything his family has done. That's insane. I don't know anybody that could do that. You know, in fact, out of all the people that I know that actually have to work for a living, they're all really good people. You know, I could disagree with them and still be cordial, but you get up to the political level, and they're out there hurling stuff that's wild and insane, you know, like, you know, like levying the whole of the coronavirus on just Trump. So, alright, well,
70,000 family members and friends to COVID. This tragedy is compounded by the loss of jobs and income. But it's not just the past few months, the past 4 years.
Look, we literally they just went over this. The governors shut us down. It's the governors. And you know what? In fact, it's what's even crazier is now. Actually, my city, you know, where I live in Tucson, the mayor actually shut us down earlier than the state. We got shut down on the 17th, on St. Patty's Day. Okay, and then the rest of the state followed suit by the end of the month. Like, how crazy. Trump didn't order that. And it's the lockdown that's what screwed our whole economy up. You know? So it's ridiculous because, I was in the service industry, as a bartender and at a movie theater, and that happens to be 2 out of the 3 professions that got reclosed again. And I can guarantee you, we busted our ass to clean that place to make sure it was absolutely safe. We all took it as very serious, and we still got shut down, not because we had cases popping out of there, but because of some arbitrary fear. They still haven't even come up with the standard to go by to let these businesses operate. We already had implemented several policies. Clean up after a customer leaves, and make sure that there's no cross contamination. Wear your masks, wear your gloves. What more can we do? Like they're in theater. I mean, I guess you could just have like a negative pressure room where the air exits. I don't know. Whatever, but still, that's how ridiculous. It was the damn mayors and governors that locked us down.
Have left us as a nation diminished and divided. And
that's kind of ridiculous in a sense, because there was riots from BLM in Obama's time. So it's like he was at that point. He's from Chicago, I thought. And I mean, no disrespect to people from Chicago, but man, I've heard some really tough things about that city. And it's like, man, it's like, I mean, I'm sure it's like, it's thriving. It's definitely doing that. But it's also a tough city because of the people that live there and the crime rate. I mean, shoot, we just saw what happened when Mayor Lightfoot held back the police, threatened to defund the police, and man, the murder rate went through the roof. That wasn't Trump. This is our local officials. These are the people that we actually have the most authority with to enact change. We could go to our local politicians. Well, we used to be able to until, I don't know how it is in your all cities, but my city, now it's over the phone apparently. I really honestly don't appreciate this, and I feel like it actually should be illegal, because I should be able to address my city council regardless of technology. I'm over by a podium that's like 50 feet away. You're safe. I thought 6 feet was all we needed, right? And even still, why can't they start implementing it? Why shouldn't they be doing this? Why shouldn't every place, if it's a matter of because the air is stagnant or whatever, because that's one theory that they've thrown around, that obviously most cases are passed around inside, in your own home most likely, by someone oh gee, go figure, right? I mean, duh. So that's usually how it works. You expose yourself. Apparently, it's like, when you really think about it, you can't, it's not like, with the flu, I could literally get it from someone at work because I don't really go anywhere. You know what I mean? So for me to, so I go to work and, that's where you get sick. It's this divided stuff, though. What? I don't see it. That's the thing. I see that people are mad and angry, and they're not they don't like what's going on in our country for sure. I don't like what's going on, and I see it. So much of it, and maybe some of my impressions are wrong, but I've got facts to back everything I say up. So if you want to come say something about it, I got the links. I'll provide some links all day long every time, and if I am wrong, I'm man enough to admit it, and I'll call it out. And so I'm just saying, I've seen that the leaders of BLM have communist ties. It's kind of funny that Wikipedia shows my mayor Regina Romero, as a communist, you know. And like, what's funny is that she passed the police budget, but they also quickly like went around and changed up their website, and now we pay the same amount of money, but we get like a tenth the police service apparently, because now if you have an emergency, if it's not an emergency, but you need to file a police report, you just do it online, I guess. I mean, I thought, wow, you know what I mean? Like, coronavirus, every damn time it's a damn coronavirus, but they can go out there and arrest drug dealers all day long, or not even just drug dealers, just drug addicts. Like, honestly, you know, and that's really what the main problem with, if you want to get down to it, if there's a racist law on the books right now, it is the drug laws. They were enacted purely out of racial hate. Like, they straight up, the Mexicans were the mota, the blacks were the cocaine. They obviously didn't have crack back then, you know, but you know, and the heroin was like all the, you know, all the high, you know, class people and judges and stuff, and they were like, oh man, we can't let them get, you know, hooked up on all that, even though they're selling it out of Sears Roebuck catalog. So here it is, you know, way back, I know, right? And drugs laws were all enacted literally out of a need to fill a department that had found itself without a single use. And then amazingly, shortly after that, after the prohibition, we get the drug laws. It's like, come on, you know, we can see our own history, and this is the stuff, it's like sitting in plain sight. It's like, it's so damn criminal, and like, why are we not yelling and screaming about that? You know? But yet, oh yeah, Yale and Harvard are built on the backs of slaves, literally. But yet they want to tear down Union soldiers, Abraham Lincoln. They tore down presidents. How insane. I don't care if they were slave owners at the time. It was the start of the country, and you know what? Science is a motherfucker. And it's sad, and it's really it is definitely not the prettiest fucking part of our history, and we should acknowledge it. And I thought that's exactly what we were doing by acknowledging that and teaching it in our schools. We've been teaching about how that there was slavery, and then there was discrimination through segregation, you know, and that we taught how that was not right, you know, to judge a man by his merits, not his skin, you know. That's what I thought we were learning as a kid, and apparently that's not enough, because apparently there is institutions that exist. It's not the whole government, though. To tear down the whole government is criminal, it's treasonous. It's the damn drug laws, and we need to get rid of them as a nation to move forward with a productive, non-racially tense nation. No joke, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is the drug laws that are holding us back. We spend so much money incarcerating people, more money than we spend educating them, and now we're not even educating them at all. We got schools closed everywhere, and yet, you know, they let out, you know, rapists and murderers in some of these states. You know, especially in the states that had riots, it seems like they let out an exceeding amount of those types of people. And yet, oh gee, we let out a bunch of violent offenders with nowhere to go, and we're just going to expect them to do nothing. And then all of a sudden, a riot shows up, and hell yeah, you know, I've been out of jail. I know what it's like, and it hasn't been like that for me, but I understand the just go with the flow nature of that. And yeah, they literally just recruited a bunch of people because they didn't give a damn. And you know, I've seen reports that say how that, you know, people are like, you know, the black people are tired. They don't want white people to protest for it anymore because of the riots. It's disgusting, you know. And that the fact is that these cities have let them go on in Portland for what, like 82 days now? Come on. And they it's just a window, it's just a little graffiti. No, you know, this is supposed to be an adult conversation, you know. breaking stuff and stealing stuff is childish. Okay? It really is. We're trying to have an adult conversation. We want to solve these problems so we can move forward. But if you sit there and break stuff and just go BLM, I'm going to go bam, bam, bam because I'm tired of it. You know? It's insane. It's not right. I don't care. You know what? I don't have a chain. I don't have TV. I don't have a big screen TV up in my crib. You know? I'm just like everyone else. You know, why is it that y'all get to sit there and fucking do that shit, huh? What makes it so special? You know, why is it that you know, and I guess, you know what, the universe let you. Who am I to question it, right? So yeah, you know, it's cool though, you know, I mean, I'm over here safe in my fucking spot, and that's all I need, you know. But I'm telling you right now, it's not productive for the conversation at hand to be, you know, spouting off, saying something, calling, making accusations, and pointing fingers, and you know, and trying to degrade people. It's not the cool way to go about this. You want to get your power kicks on, I guess that's how you do it. But this is you know, we want to solve these conversations so we can move on with our lives, so we can, you know, grow. You know, that's what we want to do as a nation. More than I know it, because that's what we have done. We crash landed on this damn rock right here, and we've done all kinds of crazy shit, you know, and a bunch of it ain't right, you know what, but that doesn't mean that we today don't deserve to live in this place that has changed radically from the 17th and 1800s, you know. But like, well, as soon as after World War II, this nation has changed into something that's totally different from what it was before. Entirely. And it's just, there's only these remnants that are literally holding on, and if we can dislodge these remnants from our government structure, then we can move on, you know. And one of the biggest things is the drug war. So, you know, want to talk about division and such, you know, it's really the division of the message coming out of government, because it's like, you know, we see the CIA dragging in drugs, you know, we see drugs all over Hollywood, and then you want to say something, you know, oh man, oh, it's like even the drugs, oh, methamphetamine is a class 2 scheduled substance, you can literally get it prescribed. And then Adderall, we give this stuff to kids, is literally amphetamine. Methamphetamine, basically. It's insane. And parents don't question this stuff. I don't believe it when I hear this stuff, but it has to be real, you know? And it baffles me all the time, you know? Hey, it's education. Taylor Swift demo, huh? Okay. But seriously. So, we got a lot more going for us together than we do ever apart, and I know we know that as a nation. That's why we come to words to solve our problems. You know, that's why we elect people. That's why we have conversations on the internet. That's why we talk to people in real life. You know? And it's like, that seems to be the thing that's slipping. You know, we're in this spot where we're like totally anonymous in our room, hid away, and nobody knows who we are. I mean, everyone knows who we are because we've got the same profile name, but, you know, it's like easily remembered, easily forgot. You know, it depends on which platform you're using, I guess. You know, Twitter, you're in and out unless you're damn famous as hell. Oh, well, you know. And then, you know, YouTube, it goes as far as you all share it, you know, so that's cool. Man, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's me asking y'all to share it.
Yet, in the middle of the fear and sorrow and the uncertainty, people have come together because they know we are better than this. America is better than this. And so we choose to act, inspired by the 3 sacred words that breathed life into our nation: we the people.
We the people.
Jamison Middle School.
Or 5th grade.
Can I say this in Spanish?
So should I read just this line or the whole thing?
Justice.
Tranquility. Tranquilidad.
Liberty.
Let's do this.
We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
Nosotros. We the people.
We the people. We the people of the United States.
De los Estados Unidos.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Establish justice.
Ensure domestic tranquility.
Provide for the common defense.
Promote the general welfare.
And secure the blessings of liberty
To ourselves and our posterity.
To ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
We the people. We the people. We the people.
We the people.
We the people of the United States.
We the people call the 48th Quadrennial Democratic National Convention to order.
Well, that was a little dramatic, wasn't it?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Russians have been taking them up to space for a long ass time. Such a wonderful song. I love it.
Hello, my name is Reverend Gabriel Salguero. Let us pray. Almighty God, we confess that our nation needs you and has always needed you. We pray for your blessing upon all of us, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. As we strive to form a more perfect union, we pray for your strength, guidance, and wisdom. Lord, we recognize that we are living in challenging times that call us to live up to the highest angels of our national character. As we confront the turbulent winds of a global pandemic, economic uncertainty, and civil discord, may your gracious hand lead us to the peaceful shores of love, justice, and civility. Help us, O Lord, to be ever mindful of the most vulnerable among us, from our golden generation to our youngest children, desde nuestros inmigrantes to our veterans, from our healthcare workers to our school teachers. Give us a heart of compassion and grace. This nation, from Miami to Minneapolis and from Portland to El Paso, ask you to shepherd us to a hope-filled vision that does justice, ama la misericordia, and walks humbly before you. I pray this in the matchless name of Jesus. Amen.
Hey, you know, amen, right? Okay, so
Welcome to
I
our
want to say something about that. You know, I'm all about the love and unity of our nation. That's for sure. And the crazy thing I noticed is that he did not close his eyes during this prayer, and I just feel like that's a very odd behavior. And then he didn't have his hands, like he was touching his fingertips, and yeah, people pray differently, whatever, but like, I feel like he was reading off a teleprompter, to be honest, and I feel like I could see them in his glasses. I don't know, I'm tripping. Yeah, like right here, like that little like spot right there, that looks like a reflection of a monitor in front of him that he's reading off of. I don't know, could be wrong.
To listen, to learn, to be inspired, to act, to vote, and to build that more perfect union. I am honored to be with you this evening. I'm here tonight as a 9th-generation Texan, as a daughter of a veteran and a teacher, as a mother, as a voter, and as a...
Remember I was telling you about these long-standing families in Europe? Well, there's some long-standing families in America, too, that have been here since early days. And yeah, 9 generations for an American family is a lot. So obviously, that family obviously has risen to the ranks, through the ranks to the DNC here. I mean, that's pretty damned amazing when you really consider like how much money and power is in this country. And for somebody even to just be at this level where they're in front of the TV giving, introducing people. I mean, simply amazing, So, it would be, I expect nothing less out of a family that came here 9 generations ago. Just to say that, though.
Patriot. I share Joe Biden's belief that the story of America is one of ordinary people coming together to do extraordinary things. And at our best, our country rewards hard work. We celebrate diversity. We look out for each other, and we lift one another up. So tonight...
Yeah, we do all that stuff already, right now. And that's what is amazing about America. It's so awesomely beautiful. Let me tell you something about this country. Look, I was homeless for 5 years on the streets of Tucson, and I'm going to tell you, I probably could count on my hand how many times I was legitimately hungry. Okay? And the generosity of the people, I love Tucson. Tucson is such an amazing, beautiful city. It's probably the safest place on the whole planet when you get to it, from natural disasters to just, in general. I think the other closest thing we got is fires in the foothills is what we call it, because they're up in the Catalina Foothills Mountain. And yeah, so we literally have this awesome place here in Tucson, and I appreciate it entirely. And it's been an amazing journey in this city, I can say that. And that's one of the things I know that it's like that in so many places in America, that the journey of life is just awesome and inspiring, and it just draws you in to just experience it. You're just like, you let yourself just get carried by the wind. And it's, you know, truly a testament of faith that you know that God will take care of everything for you. Like, there was a time I hurt my foot and I couldn't barely walk. And literally everything came practically right to me. And it was beautiful. I literally sat in a park and rested and recuperated and was healed by the love of the people in the city of Tucson. And, you know, it's amazing, you know, like having to literally live your day without $1 to your name and then somehow end up with everything you need, you know. It's amazing, like, life, you know, when you live it like that. And gotta say, you know, it's the opportunities are abound in this country to do that. Like, I challenge everybody that has never, like, even if you've been homeless, like, to unless you've, like, fully embraced life and just, you know, you're living, you know, because you've been alive. You know, it's a hard thing to describe, but, you know, I challenge everybody to go experience life like that, you know, for a year. I mean, shoot, if you're unemployed right now, hell, it's summertime basically. Kick it outside for a few months. Just see how life is. You'd be so surprised. I mean, what do you got to lose? You know? For reals. I mean, you know, like, that's really what it's about, you know? I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, you just do whatever, I don't know. But I was just saying, like, that was just one of the things that I personally experienced. You know, I'm eternally grateful for it. And it gives me so much, like, drive to do my best all the time now. Because I see that people put out everything they had to make sure that it was such an amazing experience. I mean, not just for me, but for a bunch of people. And it was not to say that there wasn't bad times. There was bad times out there, but they sure as hell were a lot less than the good times. The good times way outweighed the bad times for sure. You know, no point in dwelling on something that's already done. So, I just wanted to lay that out there because, you know, I felt like I resonated with what she said right there in that regard.
We're going to begin with the simple kindness we've been extending to each other a lot lately. We're going to check in with folks around the country and ask.
I'm sorry, like, why does it... She emphasized a lot, like it was a big deal. Like, you know, honestly, I haven't changed one pattern of mine other than standing further apart in line. Like, I mean, I still naturally try to get around people, excuse me, pardon me, and try to, like, share space, you know, hold open doors, you know, whatever it is, you know, to that day, you know, giving money to the homeless, you know, buying an extra couple burgers and handing them out to some people, you know, just because they look like they're hungry and they look like they might not have any money or whatever. You're just sitting at a bus stop, you know, they pull up and you're just like, here, and they're like, whoa, cool, you know, like, I don't stop doing any of that, you know, because I saw people do it to me on the streets all the time, and it was awesome. I loved it, you know, and that's why, like, I reciprocate that. I want that thing to be loved as well, you know, that people, like, recognize that as love, you know, but it's a lot for her to be kind. Oh, it's weird, right? You know what I mean? I know, I'm crashing on this hard, so, I mean, we haven't even gotten 10 minutes in and I'm already in an hour. But I've definitely gone on some tangents, but that's okay. Let's continue.
How are you doing? As many of you know, small businesses employ half of all U.S. workers.
Yeah.
Tonight we have Scott. Scott, you are a small business owner from Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. Small businesses have been hit so hard in this crisis, so many small businesses. How are you doing? How are you managing?
Well, it's been rough. Rough is a nice word to say it. My wife and I, 31 years ago, began our business, and quite honestly, over all these years, we faced some adversity and challenges, but to be honest, nothing like we are today. We've literally had to reinvent our business several times since the beginning of the year, just to stay afloat. And our revenue, for example, is off about 40%. We have half of the employees that we had pre-COVID. And our customers are a little scared. Our employees are sometimes afraid to come to work because of the COVID. And to be honest with you, I'm just frustrated.
I'm gonna tell you, in the 3 weeks that I worked back at work, my job at Roadhouse Cinemas, and I'm sorry if I'm putting someone on blast, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they weren't afraid of the virus. They were calling in because they knew they could get away with it. And why not? It's slow, right? You don't mind cutting an extra shift and fill it in however you can, because I get it. Times are tough. It's everything's squeezed. It sucks. Pennsylvania, open your state. Cities of Pennsylvania, please open your state, open your cities, open your businesses, let them thrive. This artificial hold on our economy is literally directly attributed to the to lockdowns and insurmountable requirements, apparently, because they still haven't even put them together yet for the stuff in our city. That they have no idea what it's going to take to open up completely. We have zero game plan. They've literally said, nope, we're not going to open. We're not going to let you open. So, yeah, times are tough. But this is like a self-inflicted wound. Intentional. And it's crazy because the places that locked down the hardest, don't have it any better off than the places that didn't. It still has zero effect on the cases. We literally had riots, still have riots going on, And yeah, we had a major uptick in cases, but guess what? Our death count has remained exceedingly low. In fact, we are treating COVID so much better than we ever have, and it's only gotten better as time has gone on, and it just keeps getting better. So it's something like 45% of the deaths from COVID are from people in retirement homes. I want to show you something, because this seriously disturbs me that this even exists like this. That these statistics. Something about some stock stuff there. Right here. This is for people who are age 65 and over. Percent of adult day services center participants, 62.5%. Percent of home health agency patients, so that's people apparently getting health care at home, 81.9%. 65 and older. Percent of hospice patients, isn't it a hospice like where you go to die? It's like 94.6%. I don't know. Is this supposed to be their capacity, or the people? That doesn't even make sense. Percent of nursing home residents, 83.5%. Percent of residential community residents, 93.4%. And the number of deaths, persons aged 65 and over, 2.07%, or 2.07 million, I'm sorry. 2,067,404. So, and most of them are over 85. Look, and that's what's crazy is the COVID kills people 65 and over. So it literally drags you from if you're 74, you're basically 11 years to what you would be anyways if you caught COVID. Literally, it kills like 13% of the elderly population. They are a total of 45% of the overall deaths in general. So, look, if they're all in nursing homes, why can't we solve this issue? And most of them came out of New York and California, and it's like, what? Like, how is it that they put unverified people or even COVID sick people in these places? They thought, oh, well, whatever. Like, literally? Yeah, Andrew Cuomo, has he not answered for that yet? That those people, how is that? Where did you get that damn logic? It's the most idiotic, one of the most idiotic things I've seen. And it's like, yeah, that just drastically increased your case count, huh? Because you want to make it look bad. Because Trump's bad. This is how I see this stuff. And if I'm wrong, tell me. Because, I see that. And I'm like disgusted by it. Andrew Cuomo, he's going to be in the DNC later. He disgusts me as a person. And then his brother on the news, and they bitch about Trump not being serious enough. And there they are with a giant Q-tip saying, you got to clean your nose. He's got a big nose, apparently, Well, he does. And he's from New York. He's probably got that big Italian nose. I mean, come on. So, but damn, it's a big Q-tip, though. I don't know. So, I don't know. That's just weird to me.
I don't understand how we got here. We are the greatest nation in the world. And,
he sounded like he had a hard time saying that, and I don't blame him. But we are the greatest nation in the world. Freedom is the most amazing thing for humans. Because, humans had unlimited freedom, and look what they created. They created the civilization that we live in. Honestly, this whole, other than monetarily, humans haven't really been controlled. Monetarily is it. And, you can argue that that's a form, people say, debt is slavery and such, but you know what? In reality, if you let money control your life like that, it's your fault. You chose to do that. Now, the difference is that it's like, I guess it's, it's our fault too, because we know there's so many ways of manipulating the stuff that we see on our cell phones. We have this, probably an AI generated feed of all sorts from all different sources. I see something totally different from y'all's. Maybe there's probably some overlap. I don't know, but it just sometimes I feel like I'm the only one seeing the stuff I'm seeing all in one place, I guess. But I am, but I'm not. I don't know. So, yes, this is the greatest nation on earth. Look, we got, it's like everyone thought, the car company's dead in America. But yet, here comes Tesla making the most advanced vehicles on this planet, basically, in a sense, and selling them at conveniently cheap prices. Wow. I mean, telling you, if I had a consistent 30. If I was consistently making $30 an hour, like not just sometimes like I was as a bartender, but like all the time, I'd be getting a Tesla, because you know what, he's making them cheaper by the year, cheaper. He literally knocked $3,000 off these cars this year. Like that right there shows like that the technology's gotten cheaper, so he could knock instead of trying to pocket some extra cash, he just wants to sell more cars because he's make it cheaper, and it's because the technology gets cheaper. It's natural. It's the natural flow of things. We got better at making things, and we got so good at making some things, especially technologically related, that they cost literally pennies. There's enough metal in a penny to make several components. We're gonna be melting down all these pennies one day. I don't know, but we live in the greatest country in the world, hands down, because of all the stuff that we've had to overcome, because of what we've been through. Just our history in general makes us the most amazing nation on earth. That how much we've radically changed in such a short time. We've recognized wrongs at an unprecedented rate, and we've corrected things at an unprecedented rate in any society. You go and look at other places in the world, and it took them thousands of years to get to where we're at. And actually, we have been leading the cause in so many of these things. Yes, some of these things we could do better on. That's okay. We're still growing, and that's what matters. It's not just an overnight snap your fingers, it's done. We build towards these things. We're literally 20 years away from all the old racists dying anyways. And they're all in retirement homes apparently. So why do we care? Just let them die, let racism die with them, because that's the vast majority of them are probably over 65, which, happens to be most of our damn Congress, apparently. And, that's something that never gets covered on at all. It's that Joe Biden gave a eulogy to a known KKK member, Robert Byrd. He was known. He was known to have at least recruited 150 people under him, and they want to say he's not a grand wizard, but he's somebody in charge of a sect of people that he's personally picked. And this guy was a senator until the day he died, and their whole story is you can't find him rejecting racism. Let's just say that. It's not and this is not that long ago when he died. We definitely had social media. We definitely had YouTube when he was still alive. So we should have probably have somewhere on this vast archive of Robert Byrd condemning racism. That's my charge. That if you have the video of Robert Byrd condemning racism, because you know what, I'm gonna tell you what,